Hey there, my name is Przemek and this is the review of Atrium Carceri Kammarheit Colossus album. Atrium Carceri and Kammarheit both are Swedish dark ambient projects, although Simon Heath, the mastermind of Atrium Carceri, currently resides in United States. Simon released his first couple of albums, 5 or 6 or maybe even 7 for legendary cold meat industry. Kammerheit is known for his cyclic low albums, but this one is released by Cry Chamber. This is Simon Heath's own label, which put an emphasis on technical side, which must be of the highest quality in terms of sound, in terms of graphic design, and also the artistic side as well. As for the graphic design, this looks really nice, really beautiful. It has a booklet inside with some texts and pictures. It's worth buying, really, not only for the music but also for how it looks, for the editorial side. Both projects have collaborated several times together in the past, but I think never as Atrium Carceri Kammarheit only. There were Atrium Carceri City's Last Broadcast albums. City's Last Broadcast is also another Pat Bostrom project. Together alone and with God Body Disconnect, their combined project from New York. There were also Atrium Carceri Kammarheit albums recorded together with another American project, Apocryphos. But as I said, Atrium Carceri Kammarheit only. This is, I think, their first release. The release, I feel I heard so many times in the past, but it doesn't mean it is worse in any way. It is still so beautiful. The drones create thick atmosphere here, the thick atmosphere of unnamed mystery. The pulsation raises a feeling of some unknown presence hiding somewhere in the shadows of old, forgotten giant buildings. But if you stretch your eyes far and further, do you remember where this quote comes from? You may notice a tiny glimpse of light somewhere in the distance, a light of hope, perhaps, like in the fourth track called Interwoven, probably my favorite piece of on this album. So perhaps this lonely wanderer from the cover will finally find what he's looking for. By the way, I'm wondering if this lonely wanderer over here is the same as on the Atrium Carceri Metropolis cover, because they have the same lamp or torch or something. If so, I hope he's not a very social type, because I doubt he will meet anyone in the upcoming days, months, or even years. But I hope he will find what he's looking for in this frozen landscape with ancient, deserted, giant, massive constructions. The whole concept and graphic design certainly have a science fiction vibe. Personally, I am a huge science fiction fan, but when it comes to dark ambient itself, I prefer more spiritual and organic approach. And by organic, I mean related to nature. But of course, this is the kind of music which lets you imagine your own story or inner visions. This is the great advantage of Colossus and any good dark ambient album in general. I'm wondering which project has left a greater stamp on the album, and after consideration, I'd say it's Kammarheit. Colossus is dense and focused without any distracting things or sounds. The melodies, if they exist, they are hidden somewhere under the drone layers, and the feeling of solitude is really overwhelming, just like on the full solo albums by Per Bostrom. Of course, Atrium Carceri soundtrack illustrative inclinations are present here as well, but not as much as on his solo albums, which are often filled with melodies, like for example those specific piano melodies, or dynamic parts, or even delicate industrial soundscapes. This is a good music for a state of half sleep, as basically there are no glitches, there are no noises or sudden changes of the mood. I used to do it a lot back in the days myself. Today not so often, but I feel Colossus would be pretty good for such activity. It's not too long, it's only 45 minutes, but it's enough. If not, you can always loop it or something. I think this album should be considered really as in the same line as the most known albums by both projects, like Ptaki or Kapno Batai by Atrium Carceri, or Asleep and Well Hidden, or The Star Wheel by Kammarheit. Personally, I don't think it will happen. No matter what would they record, always the classic albums will be cherished the most by the fans, mostly those older Dark Ambient fans, because of the amount of music which is released every day, and it is really hard to embrace the whole thing and to pay enough attention and time for any new Dark Ambient album which is released today. So Colossus, nothing new, but so what? This is so perfectly crafted by two artists. It is evocative that I really don't need more. And in my opinion, this will be a good candidate for my personal top 10 of 2022. We'll see, but I'm pretty certain it will be pretty high on my top list which I will probably made in December. Thank you for watching. See you soon.